In this video, I'm gonna show you how to sell your products with the power of the Epiphany. Basically, the Epiphany bridge is something that master storytellers use to tell their stories, and this is a way to persuade people more into probably selling them your product or offer without the selling, quote unquote. So I hope you find this module valuable. If you do, I hope you execute it in your funnel, in your website, in your offer, whatever it is that you're selling, and master it to the point where it sells and it increases the sales that you used to get. Okay, so I want you to think about your offer. I want you to think about the product. What is the product or the result that people get from your product? In my experience with day trading, could be learning how to day trade. Okay, so I want you to think back to where you first started day trading, back to where you first started with your product. Okay, I'm gonna refer myself as day trading because that's when I started. Okay, so back to when I first started day trading, what was the epiphany moment that I have when I first learned it? What was the feeling that I was having when I wanted to learn it? What was the desperation? What was the emotions that I was having when I first started? Why did I want to jump into day trading? Why was it so powerful within my willingness to do it? Why did I need to get into day trading? What were the feelings that I was having? I want you to remember back to all of these feelings that you were having firstly when you first started, and I want you to use that into writing your script or sales, whatever you're doing with your offer. And I want you to think back to the first guide that you have when you first started your journey. What was the aha moment that you had? What was that epiphany bridge that you had when you first realized, okay, now I got it? In my example, could have been, okay, so now this is how I can be profitable, or now this is how I can predict the market, or now this is how I'm going to be profitable with day trading. I'm actually going to make more money, or this is how I'm going to use this to make more money as I start with my other businesses, stuff like that. I want you to think about the aha moment that your product or service gave you when you first were an apprentice. When you first started, what was the thing that sparked into your mind when you first got it? That was the epiphany bridge. I want you to think back to that epiphany bridge and implement it in your sales script or in your video sales letter, your landing page, your offer, or whatever it is that you're using to sell your product or service. I want you to remember the first thing that got into your mind when you first got the aha moment, the epiphany bridge. Okay, so you have to create emotion. I want you to ask this question to yourself. What was it like when you first bought that product that you are now offering when you first got started? Okay, for me, in my example, I had a guide. In that time, it was I think it was Lambo Raul. I think that was the first mentor I bought a course on day trading from, and basically he's one of the first persons to ever taught me how to trade. So after, I remember what I was feeling when I was first starting day trading, because I wanted to make more money day trading. My barbering career wasn't giving me the millions that he was showcasing on his Instagram, buying cars and stuff like that. I was barely able to afford a Mercedes Benz at that point, and I wanted more. So what were those feelings that I was having? I was having the feelings that, okay, maybe I have to learn the skill set just so I can do better and have better stuff. Maybe I'm doing okay, but I think I can do more. And that feeling of a status that was having me deep down into wanting to learn how to day trade, that persuade me to actually took action and bought his program. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong about his program. I think he's a great day trader, and there's definitely nothing wrong with investing in yourself into buying information that could potentially skyrocket your business or skill set that you're learning. I just think that they're selling you with emotions, because what was the thing? Logic don't sell, emotions do. Because at the end of the day, he was never selling me on how to use order flow, on how to use a chart, on how to identify bearish and market structures, or how to use TradingView and connect it with a broker so I could do it faster and from anywhere in the world. He was not telling me all this fundamental stuff. He was just selling me with his emotions. And I bet you that he was using back of the story when he was first starting, when he started at his mama's kitchen's room or something like that, or any influential guru outside of the internet that you probably learned something from, that you follow. They all tell consistently a story of when they first started, and they all focus on when they first started, what were the exact feelings that they were doing, and they give details because they want you to understand the feeling that they were having once they broke that epiphany bridge, and they realized that aha moment that made them so successful after they use XYZ strategy, which is how people use to sell you courses and mentorships online. Okay, so my point of this video is not to sell courses on information that you don't know. That is definitely not the point of this video. It's just because I do believe in information, and I do believe that with the right knowledge you could 10x your life faster than if you were to do it alone. And I do believe that you have to sometimes invest in yourself to get some skin in the game. Okay, for example, today I lost like around $4,000 day trading, but that's completely okay because I've made more. And I'm not gonna get a bad day because of a $4,000 loss when sometimes I had $17,000 days. So I want you to understand that you need to put some skin in the game if you really want to do something good for your life, or other than that, it's just not worth it. So that's basically how you can use the Epiphany Bridge to sell more of your online coaching offer. I hope you like it, and I hope you execute it. I'll see you guys later on the Entrepreneur Talk podcast. Have a great day.